Luke, obviously upset about what happened yesterday.
Exactly. I mean, I think that had a certain influence on the way I played today. Actually,
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, I mean, after C6, I had quite a long think actually.
A little surprised you, I guess, Luke. Vishy's choice of
A
opening.
little surprised, but not a huge surprise. But I must admit, I hadn't actually decided what I was going to do about it before the game, and in the end, I thought about playing d4 in a sort of more ambitious line, but in the circumstances, I felt I should do something a little bit more calm. So that's the way I went.
So, I mean, tell us when you think it's getting interesting to maybe look at another move, because you had a very nice...
I've played quite a lot of games with this line. G3 I haven't...
You've played D3,
I
haven't you?
forget. I think I played D3, A3. I think I played D3 and A3, but not G3.
Maybe even Bishop E2, I think you've done something like that.
Maybe I've done that too, yeah.
I think but Nigel's played something.
Yeah. No, the system isn't completely without venom. Black has to be accurate because it's very easy to relax and think the danger's past. And actually, if white finds the right setup, it can be unpleasant. The thing is, I chose the Caro-Kann because in Vaikense he played some very sharp lines with the advance Caro, so I thought might be interesting to test it there. But I also saw that last year he hasn't played it this year much, but last year he was playing this two-night system, and so that there was always the risk that happens. But I thought it was worth a chance because I thought it would be too predictable to go for the Sicilian again. I think
take the mouse, Vishy.
Okay.
Oh.
So I think G6 is inaccurate because what white wants to do is to play D4 in one move. So if I play knight F6 and he were to go Queen E2, then I can. He's going to lose a move getting in D4. Right. So he'll have to play Rook D1 and D4 or something in D4. Or his queen goes to an awkward square like C4 or E3, which looks artificial and slightly wrong. So we exchanged a few mistakes here. He castled. He could have played D4. Now I could play knight F6, transposing.
Right, okay, so a few inaccuracies.
And bishop G7, D4. Now there's no point playing knight F6. The queen goes directly to D3.
Right.
And queen D3. A5 is inaccurate. I thought he can just play C4 here.
Right. And what's...
But I was also a bit annoyed that we stumbled into what is a... Well, for black, you're only playing for a single result. You're going to sit there and wait like I did. A5 allows me to construct the fortress that I got in the game. A fortress with inverted commas, of course. But the point is, if he goes into C4, now I have E7 or B4. And I just have to sit. So he went H4, Rook
Was there a
E8.
reason, Luke, sorry, Vishy, that you didn't play C4 there?
Well, I did think about it, but I think somehow I forgot that the knight was coming to D5 so quickly. I thought...
Is this after black's A5, was it?
Yeah, exactly. No, it just shows, I mean, these kind of... It is quiet, and I don't know, I slightly played A4 on autopilot, which is a little bit careless, actually. But I think it's true.
Anyway, the point of black setup is to dominate white's dark squared bishop. So the knight on D5 is taking away all the squares from which can jump out. And in fact, the move later, I thought if he went H5, I was actually not going to keep sitting like this anymore, but I was going to play E5.
Right.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, bishop F3, king G2, rook H1. I mean, if I'm too passive, things can actually open up. But here, I think E5 is not correct because
take on D5, I think.
Even.
D takes, bishop takes is a bit dangerous, isn't it?
Okay.
No, then
bishop
I can
D5?
take on D5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
it's the same difference, actually. Yeah.
Anyway, I'll give you one fun...
But I think I could probably take...
Show us some fun.
I'll give you a fun line.
Let's see some fun.
I mean, I had to amuse myself with the board, so I calculated some complete rubbish. Rook A E8, bishop D2. So I thought rook E2, bishop E2, rook E2, rook F1, bishop H6,
Was,
D1. Sorry?
oh no, it didn't work. I was thinking knight. No, it's not.
Bishop E3, Queen E3.
Yeah, no, it's.
Yeah. And now takes, and now both Rook D8 check and Queen D3 draw.
Just draw.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were going to show us a fun line, Vishy. There's something.
Well, it was fun till it drew. So.
Okay. All right.
It's,
All right.
Anyway, the other around about here, I thought we have about 180 moves to go, but I think Luke's the hedge fund is keeping him rather occupied, so he doesn't have that much energy these days.
So you just that was
I
it.
think against Nigel, how was it? 180 moves?
162.
162. Okay.
Three.
Not this year. So that was it.
And then, well, neither side really has a plan, so Black is going to wait forever. And White can't make progress without c4 or b4, but each one of those moves has consequences, so we decided to stop.
I mean, let's say you had to win this game as Black Vishy, or how would you even begin to approach that? If it was like a must-win situation for you, just imagine.
Well, then I probably wouldn't have gone the Caro-Kann knowing that he plays the two knights, but I thought there was a reasonable chance he plays the sharper line as well. So,
Sure.
I mean, you have to gamble sometimes, but...
Yes.
I gave it a fair bit of thought at the beginning.
If you hadn't have drawn, if you hadn't have lost yesterday, Luke, let's say you'd at least drawn, then would you have maybe gone for the advanced caro or something else?
A lot would have depended on how I slept the night before. Yeah, I think with something, it's quite a big decision. It's much sharper or much quieter. So it just depends on
Especially if you hadn't prepared anything for the caro today, especially.
Exactly. So a lot depends on how you're feeling when you wake up in the morning. I think it's quite important to pay attention to those things.
Of course, yeah.
Very interesting. I suppose if you had won yesterday, Luke, you would have been joint first in a draw. Probably would have won the tournament because of tie break. So actually, then
that might have been a different
might
reason
have been
to
an
actually
even
play
different-
quietly despite.
Yeah.
I saw
he
you
had
just-
3 black wins, so
3 black wins already.
yeah.
So,
very good tiebreak.
yeah, great tie break.
You must have been pretty devastated, Luke, well, certainly with the results.
Yes. Yes. So.
That's why I saw you, and I thought that was the word that
Yeah.
sort of sprang to mind.
Yeah. I thought it was, quite an achievement that it was, rather an interesting game, but of course the result
Great
was
game.
not the one I had intended.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, do we have any questions? This is going to be your last chance, guys. Very quickly. I know we haven't gone into so. Yes, we have a question in the back, please, sir.
Vishy, obviously you've had a so-so tournament here. Obviously, where does this fit into your preparation for the championship match? Are you keep it as a draw or
Okay.
ideas?
Okay.
I'll just repeat that for the people at home who can't pick it up on the mics. The question is, this hasn't been Vishy's best tournament of his life, as we know. But that being said, how does it affect your preparation? Where does it fit in with your preparation for your match next year?
Okay, I mean, I would basically say that this whole season since Brazil and Bilbao, so 3 months I played 3 tournaments, has been a disaster. I mean, there's just no getting around it. And I don't know why that is, but somehow I just never got going, never got the kind of positions I wanted to play. I mean, somehow the whole season just was a washout. And I mean, I was trying very hard in this tournament to correct it, but somehow even here it just never got going. So how does it fit into the World Championship? Obviously, it would be nice to have played some good tournaments before it, but anyway, now I have to forget all this. I don't even have time to think about tournaments because the match is coming pretty fast, and I will start training pretty fast for that. So hopefully, I mean, the World Championship match is a big thing, and hopefully that will change things for me. And yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to training for that and playing better there. So, and with a tough opponent, I hope the motivation will come back.
Okay.
A question from Twitter for Luke, which we may have touched on before, but I don't actually recall. The question was if you had decided against playing the Tata Steel tournament. I mean, you obviously qualified for last year, and what the rationale was for that if you're skipping it?
Well, for me, it was a real disappointment to have to decline that invitation. But you know, since I am working, I you know, thought that I kind of have to make a decision between you know, playing here and playing there, because the tournaments are rather close together. In the end, I decided to play here, but it was not an easy decision to make, and of course, you know, playing in Vishy would be a great privilege. So I was disappointed to have to decline.
And just follow up, well, we should add that, as you mentioned, Vishy, the first major tournament of the year, McShane qualified by winning the B group last year to the A group, which is the top group there. But in general, after a very good performance here, do you think this will inspire you to play more?
Well, yes, I'm certainly happy with the way I played, and yeah, I mean, of course, I would, you know, like, I'll look forward to when I'm next playing. I'm not sure when that will be.
How about working with Vishy, Luke? How about that for his World Championships? Throw it in the mix. Don't answer that.
No, but I think he had a great tournament for someone who's
Fantastic.
handling two jobs. Well, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you understand what I mean. So I thought he got fun positions. He played them well, and especially the earlier rounds, there were some positions who looked very tricky, but I thought he acquitted himself beautifully.
Something interesting that came up. So I was chatting to someone yesterday about, you know, how great you've been playing here, and just in general, you know, and they were saying that, yeah, well, Luke, because you see always so calm, at least outwardly, very composed. That's what it seems like, you know. And someone was saying, well, yeah, well, Luke's got this obviously very stressful job in the city, and that is in fact a lot more stressful than playing chess. Is that a fair comment, or what would you say to that?
Well, I don't know. In comparison with yesterday's game, probably not.
Do you think it's helped you, though? Because actually a very good friend of ours has commented, Luke, another English Grandmaster who, well, he's got a good claim to come here next year in the Classic. Gawain said, you know, he thought that one of your key strengths was that you've got great nerves. Has your job, your day job, helped you in that respect?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, I probably had quite good nerves. I mean, as good nerves beforehand as afterwards. So I guess that wasn't exactly. I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Maybe I'm right. Maybe I should be a psychologist. I don't know. Well, we've had another result clearly, because I can see a very tall, imposing Russian man in my eye line.